Hello you guys, welcome back to Channel Claire. I hope that you are doing well out there. It is Wednesday. Let me lock my doors, especially talking about this situation, sitting in a random parking lot. Need to lock my doors. Now this is going to be a little bit of a different, video for this channel. In the past, I've done a lot of Johnny Depp related things, celebrity news, stuff like that, which I'm still going to be doing, still very, very interested in. But I do also want to dip my toes into true crime, which I've kind of have some true crime videos on my channel, but I wanted to step my toe into it because it's something that's very important to me, being aware of your surroundings, especially as a woman. I mean, it's scary out here. There's a lot that we can't do by ourselves. Well, we can do, but you have to be hyper vigilant. Looking around your surroundings, noting people, making sure that you're on top of your game so that if anything does go down, you have certain details to relay as to what was going down. It is so important to be vigilant, like getting in your car, the basics, as soon as you get into your car, lock the door. Don't wait to get settled and everything like that. No, get into your car and lock the door. Period. You can get settled after that is done, but you don't know who's watching, who's waiting, or any of that. So just be very vigilant, and that is why this is important to me, because in this situation that is from Excelsior Spring, Missouri, it is a case that is kind of developing, just happened this past week, and it's just like, people are truly crazy in this world, you guys. There are people out here that their sole purpose is to bring harm, destruction, just fear, and that's their sole purpose walking around this earth. And you never know who it is that you could be passing somebody on the street and they could be whacked the fuck out, and you never effing know. You never know who you're passing in your day-to-day life. And some people are lucky and other people are not. And I guess it's just the universe, and I often wonder, like, why do bad things happen to good people? What did they do to deserve such a thing? And there's no answer for it. It's just how the universe saw fit to do what it is that they did. So imagine this, you guys, all right? You're in your home, minding your business, doing dishes, just doing your thing, watching TV or whatever, minding your absolute business on an afternoon. Next thing you know, out of nowhere, you hear a fucking urgent knocking at your door, someone asking you, yelling at you for help. Now, my thing is, in this day and age, because I have seen so many things, TikToks, videos, this, that, and other, about people who, like, it's a shame because it's scary to even try to help somebody, because people who want to do you harm have taken stances or strategies to have women or other people to act like they're in some type of distress or that they need help for something, and then they go, this next person comes up and bum rushed you, and like they take over your, rob you, or kill you, or whatever, and they're working in a team. So sometimes when someone is in distress, you still don't want to help because you think it can be some type of setup, and that's really sad in this world. So you're minding your business, you're getting this knock at your door, urgent, scary knock, like someone asking for help, and you're like, what the fuck do I do? So in this case, the woman went to the door, and when she goes to the door, she sees a young lady in complete distress, starving, very little clothing, metal collar around her neck, ligature marks, all of this. What the fuck do you do? So this is a situation that is developing in a neighborhood in Excelsior Springs, okay? So apparently there was a group of women, from what we know now, that were held captive in this man's home. And this woman says she escaped. By the grace of God, she escaped. And she said that if this woman, the neighbor that she went to and knocked on her door, if she did not help her, that she was going to be killed. She also told her, the woman that was helping her, that if she called the police, that both of them would be killed. But the woman who was rescuing her is like, we have to call the police. We have to call the authorities. So this is what goes down, all right? There's one young woman who is running around banging on doors on Monday. The neighbors who took in this young woman and provided her with care until the police arrived. She had this metal collar around her neck that was preventing her from breathing normally. So this metal thing, it couldn't really be cut off because of the material, but they were able to get a little slit in there so to help her breathing a little bit more, but they kept it there, probably because of evidence and everything like that, and they did not know what other further damage could be done in taking this metal strap off of this woman's neck. It's crazy. So this woman, she was weak and bruised, and she said that she was held captive by this man up the street. This man, we now know his name is Tim Haslett, Haslett. He is now in custody. As Johnson, who is the woman who rescued this young lady, as Johnson went to phone 911, the young woman started running towards the door. It frightened her, she told me. If I called the cops, he'd kill us both. This was at 7:45 in the morning on Friday. Sierra Tharp's grandmother was also there. Her grandmother could tell that she was weak. She didn't have a whole lot of clothes on, and she had a metal dog collar around her neck, and she could see ligature marks around her wrist. Thorpe said the woman also had duct tape around her neck, as it had been on her mouth when she pulled it down. It's just scary. Like, this sounds like something out of a freaking horror thriller movie, and it's happening in real life. It's happening in real life, and these people are just around us in our day-to-day movements, and you never know who they are. That is why it's so important to be vigilant, you guys. When you're walking in dark streets, make sure you're on the phone with somebody. When you're walking, have your keys out. Like, don't waste, like, when you're going to your door, make sure you have your fucking keys out. Don't be digging in your purse and shit like that to try to, no, have your keys out. Because I have also seen videos of, like, people via, like, their doorbell cams where people will, like, bum rush people trying to get in their fucking door. You know, that shit is scary. And when you're in a situation of heightened anxiety and you're trying to, like, get in your door, you're already nervous. So there's no time to go find a key and dig it out your purse and any of that. That you need to already have it out. And it's a shame that you have to prepare for the worst in your day-to-day life. It really is a shame. Johnson said she also noticed ligature marks around the woman's wrist and even noticed some on her ankles. Wow. She looked malnourished and couldn't have weighed more than 100 pounds. Disgusting. Johnson said the dog collar looked like a homemade shock collar because it had a black box on the front. So this man, what's his name again? This man, Mr. Tim Haslett, is sitting up in his house in fucking Excelsior Springs, Missouri, making dog collars, makeshift shock collars, and bringing in women, torturing them, starving them, and sexually assaulting them. No more than 100 pounds. Johnson said the dog collar looked like a homemade shock collar because it had a black box on the front. The young woman said Haslett, who lived at the old White House at Old Orchard Avenue and Don Shelton Boulevard, was the one who sexually assaulted her. Neighbors on Don Shelton say that they never saw Haslett much and never had interactions with him. I see him walk his child up and down the street once in a while. So he has a kid! He has a kid! Oh my God! So she says she's seen him walking his child up and down the street sometime. That's about it. And this is from Tim Grover, who lived next to Johnson and Thorpe, who are the neighbors who rescued this woman. While they're still processing what happened, neighbors want to know what the police found in the house and if there are other victims. But above all, they're hoping for one thing. I just want to know that she gets the help that she needs. So as I was doing further research on this, I did see that the police have been bringing fucking barrels, blue barrels, out of this home. The woman who was rescued and escaped says that she escaped, but her friends did not make it. He killed them. I also saw that apparently the people who towed this guy's truck, there was a tow company that towed this guy's truck once everything came out. He told police officers that he had been around to this house multiple times, towing multiple other cars throughout the months. So he was bringing these women in and getting them trapped in this house, and then having these cars that are essentially the victims towed away and taken to who knows where. Y'all, it's scary out here, and I just keep seeing these TikToks about Excelsior Springs, and it really just gravitated towards me because it's sounding like this man is a serial killer. I just watched Jeffrey Dahmer, and he also had those big blue fucking bins that had acid and other body parts in them that he was trying to dissolve. There are people in this world that are evil, just evil. Yes, like Amber Heard, like, which we've talked about on this channel, she's a different type of evil, but this is like evil to like a whole, like an imp, like you're the fucking devil, the devil. How does one live with themselves like this? And because this woman had the strength and determination to escape, she now has her life. And I'm not saying that the other people who did not make it, her friends who did not make it, did not have that strength and determination. But she was lucky. And now she has her life. And now she has lived through this horrible, horrific situation. And it's just like, who knows how else, like, out here in all these fucking places in the bumfuck of whatever this is happening. You know, like, you never know what is happening behind closed doors. That neighbor who lives alone, who looks perfectly fucking normal, who fucking knows? But they always tell us not to judge a book by its cover. So you just have to have some discernment, listen to your effing gut. If something doesn't seem right, if something doesn't sit right with you, if you hear this little voice in your head that's telling you to get out or leave, or, oh, you shouldn't do that, listen to it. Listen to it, because it can save you. It can save your life. Not to be dramatic, but for real, it can. So I just wanted to touch on that. We're going to be following the Excelsior Springs case here on this channel as more details develop. Like I said, apparently her friends did not make it. They're pulling blue bins out of this guy's house. So we're going to see what happens with this, and thank God that he is in custody. Thank God he did not get away with this. Obviously he got away with it for a long time, but like, I'm so happy that he's been caught and that he is going to be handled, because this is ridiculous. Taking somebody else's life for what? For what? Because you're unhappy and fucking miserable and have something wrong with you? It will never make sense to me. And I think that's what interests me so much into true crime, the psychology behind it, the mind frame you have to be in. Just, oh my God, it's so interesting. It's so deep. It's so fucking deep. But I'm gonna leave you guys with that today. I do think I have another video I'm gonna be putting up a little bit later, but I appreciate you guys for giving me the grace to try something new here on my channel. I understand if this is like completely not your jam, but you can stay around for the other stuff. But I did want to kind of bring this into my channel just because I love talking about Johnny. I love talking about celebrities, but you want to mix it up some, and like, I have a lot of interest and I want to keep this channel well-rounded. So on that note, I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day wherever you may be in this crazy ass world. I'm currently on lunch, dreading going back, but it is almost the end of the day. And yeah, I'll see you guys a little bit later. Bye bye.